Good blessed Wednesday afternoon, July the 21st, 2021. It's about 12:05 p.m. in the afternoon. I greet all human beings around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't matter if you're black or white or any particular nationality, dark-skinned or light-skinned, whether you like me or not. I greet all you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. I ask all of y'all that haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to it. It's Raymond, Raymond, Ivy. I'm asking you to do that for a reason, because my YouTube's videos is not just beneficial to me, but it's beneficial to others that may have the same experience that I've been having, not just here in Charleston, Missouri for the last 25 years, but here there in Carbondale, Illinois for the past 124 days after my son, Brian Lamont Johns, was found lynched in the 400 block of Oakland Street on the 3rd floor in the Gaslights Apartments. But I just want to say this here, y'all. I thank all of you all that send me private messages, all of you all that has your eyes and ears open in Carbondale, in other places, or used to live in Carbondale. I thank all of y'all for that. There's no way that I can thank the Police Department, the Carbondale, Illinois Police Department, nor the Jackson County, Illinois Coroner's Office, nor any particular leaders there. It's a few leaders, and you know who you are. But these organizations, NAACP, if there's a justice for all, or any of these other leaders that's in Carbondale, Illinois, or in Jackson County, Illinois, that see what's going on and won't speak up. If you organizations can communicate with the police and don't communicate with me, and it was my son's death, then I know you're not working hand in hand with me. If you can communicate with the police and won't communicate with the public to try to get information, you see the police or the news media there is not trying to get any information. And I'm steady popping up with information. I'm popping up, finding, even though the police knew it, I'm letting y'all know the two SIU were the Indian guys that found my son's body, the female that took pictures of my son's body, the female that allegedly found my son's wallet. First, she said that she found it a week and a half after my son's death. Then she said that she found it 2 days later. And then all this other information with my son's videos on his Facebook Live, when we letting the police get to look at, but every time they look at something or we give them information, it seems like the people disappear with something. The individual, the two jokers, the one joker take his name off of my son's Facebook page, then remove Joker off of there. The other joker said him and my son mended everything, but my son is dead. He can't say they mend everything. He said somebody was trying to do something to him. And Joker name was kept on coming out of his mouth. He told Joker to come on out. Let's go head up. Me and you, 101. You can jump on female, jump on me. And the detective even said that my son stopped 2 police and told him what happened. But they can't find that. You see what I'm saying? They can't find the wallet now that the female told me that she was going to give me. When I went down there on July the 4th, all of a sudden she said the wallet was missing, but this same detective popping up. But let me show you something else was missing, y'all. See, if the NAACP and all these other leaders would sit back and try to help me, but I don't care. I know they upset. I don't care if they upset at me or not, because it ain't their child. I would like to see the president or any of these other ones that's running the NAACP there. I wouldn't like to see it, but I would like to see how they act if it was their son. But let me show you what else missing. You remember I told you the pathologist said it was far-fetched that I said somebody hung my son up there, and I asked her how the little cut get on, the straight cut get on the back of his right hand, and she's left hand, and she said that he might have been trying to reach for the bike. The bike was just this color, just like this here, but it was a different brand of bike. And if you look at my YouTube videos, with the exception of this last time we went down there, you will see that that bike is missing. Because I said, if the pathologist said my son might have cut his hand on the paddle, then that bike shouldn't have never been up on that thing. You can see that the sergeant on March the 24th, when I made my first video in Carbondale, in that same place where my son got lynched at. They say he hung himself, but we got lynched at. The sergeant said the bike was turned another way. So people been messing with the bike. The bike should have been in the lab. But now on July the 4th, when we went down there to retrieve the wallet from the white female, guess what? Besides the wallet being missing, the bike wasn't up there no more neither. The bike was downstairs in the back parking lot. Now the bike is gone. I wonder where that bike is at now. It's been up there all this time from March the 24th or March the 19th when they found my son's body, and it was there March the 24th, and it been there all this other time. But so happened on July the 4th, when I'm coming to retrieve the wallet is gone, the white girl said. So the police, they doing their little mobster stuff. They can gangster them, but they can't gangster me, and they can't gangster nobody in my circle. You see what I'm saying? They may think that I'm one of the worst individuals. They ain't seen my circle come down in Carbondale yet. We ain't gonna come down there violent, but I bet you one thing, we'll stand out better than the NAACP is we won't be afraid to lose our jobs. We won't be afraid to raise our voices because we know the chief of police, because we voted the chief of police in. You see what I'm saying? When this, just like down here in Charleston, Missouri, these NAACP leaders, these all so-called civil rights leaders, you will see them at these Martin Luther King breakfasts. Watch on January the 15th or whenever Martin Luther King's birthday will be celebrated. Watch how you see all these people that Malcolm X called house Negroes celebrating these things, talking about Martin Luther King, and they ain't standing on none of his dream. They won't celebrate Malcolm X because these people that they kissing behind, they bowing down to. You see what I'm saying? They won't celebrate Malcolm X because them people ain't celebrating Malcolm X. Malcolm X did just as much as Martin Luther King did, just as much as Rosa Parks did, just as much as all the rest of the civil rights leaders did. But where's that bike at, y'all? Where's that wallet at, y'all? And the main thing, where's my son killers at? You see, I believe because, police have known to put drugs on people. I believe the police put them drugs inside of my son's socks. That's why the coroner told me when I viewed my son's body on the 24th in that body bag, he told me don't touch my son's body. And I told him, you already contaminated by prying his hand open and taking the money out. How we know it was just so many dollars in his hand? How we know he didn't have thousands of dollars in his hand and you took the rest of the money? I don't trust the NAACP. And I don't care if y'all drop the case or not, because y'all, it's just like you ain't got it. Y'all can publish everything else when it's talking about collecting money from people. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't even got a phone number, a legitimate phone number. When I called from the complaint application, it said your phone is disconnected. What you doing with your dudes? The same down here in Charleston, Missouri. You call the Charleston, Missouri NAACP, the phone number is disconnected, and you don't even have a headquarters, let alone you getting dues. But see, these is black educated people. You see what I'm saying? And these black educated people don't give a doggone about people like my son. You see what I'm saying? How many more murders down there that's been covered up and they just burnt the body? You see what I'm saying? If y'all afraid to speak up, I'm not afraid to speak up. Ask them where that bike at. Ask them where my son's wallet at. Ask him what that white woman and that black man that was spending my son's food stamp card when he was dead and before he was dead. Ask him where they at, walking around. That white school teacher gonna be in y'all Carbondale High School teaching. And when she come back, I'm going to be down there with some protesters saying, why ain't she in the federal custody of the jail? I know her name. I got her picture. Let her go back to school. You see what I'm saying? We ain't coming down there with no violence, but we gonna let it be known, why is she teaching in that school and she committed a crime. My son was dead since March the 19th, 2021, and she got caught in the store on the camera spending my son's food stamps on April the 29th. Now, if that was a black man or a black woman spending a dead white woman's food stamps, what she'll be? Right in the jailhouse. You see, when you have these house Negroes, these black house Negroes working with these white supremacists and corrupted police officials and law enforcement officials and judges, that's what happens. But you hung the wrong black man. You killed the wrong black man. You see what I'm saying? And then how could you, if my son died on March the 19th, 2021, how do the city not know when the sergeant that be everywhere my son be? Probably was there when he got killed. Probably was there when they put their drugs in his socks. Probably was there when they probably injected him with that methamphetamine in them antidepressants. But tell me this here. How do you find a body that's already, you can tell? You don't have to have education as a pathologist. You can tell rigor mortis is already set in. But where's all that evidence at, y'all? And I'm going to tell you where it's at, man. You got some police down there that want to be gangsters. But I tell you, I'm more gangster than you ever want to be. I'm one individual that you can't scare. I don't care if you're a part of the mob. You see what I'm saying? You can't do nothing but take my life. You know why? Because when you took my son's life, you took mine. In this so-called investigation that y'all talking about, a death investigation, the day is 118 days. NAACP, why y'all ain't trying to ask the public what happened to my son? Because y'all don't care. You working hand with the police chief that you helped voted in. Where's that $200,000 that the city gave the Carbondale, Illinois NAACP? What did y'all do with that? The same thing these Negroes down here in Charleston, Missouri doing it, putting it in their pocket. Peace be still.